Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Market Matrix. It is February 1st. My name is Tradius Trades, and today we're going to take a look at the markets using pure market structure, showing you my plans for trading these markets next week. To be clear, and just a little disclaimer, this is just to be used for informational and educational purposes only. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. There's significant risk involved in trading, and any risks that you take in this market, whether they be based on what you learn in this video or not, it's not my responsibility. It's your own. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at these markets, starting with gold. So what do we see here? Gold is in bullish short-term monthly market structure. So we made a higher high here on the January candle. So basically what this tells me is we're making higher highs and higher lows. Heading into February, I'm looking for ducks in the barrel daily longs. The highest probability trades right now are daily ducks in a barrel longs. And it's pretty simple from that perspective. Onto the weekly, much of the same. Basically, we're in short-term weekly market structure is bullish. We're putting in higher highs and higher lows, and the underlying trend is bullish. The 52-period moving average is sloping up. So to start the week, I'm looking for H4 ducks in the barrel longs. Now, the only thing that would change that is if we open this week and we just trade straight down to last week's low, which would confirm a short-term swing high on the weekly time frame. That would imply some short-term bearish momentum, in which case I'd be looking for where does the higher low form, and then be looking for a continuation of the bullish market structure on the weekly. Heading over to the daily, again, fairly similar. Basically, we're bullish until the bears give us reasons to be bearish. We saw last week that the bears kind of faked us out a little bit. We had a Williams true trend change here, which then quickly got reversed when the bulls put in a higher high. And as of right now, to start the week, it kind of looks like we'll start the week with a short-term pullback based on where we closed on Friday, putting in a short-term swing high. And basically, my plan will be is to wait for the confirmed higher low here on gold. And once we get that confirmed higher low, that'll present high probability conditions for H1 ducks in a barrel longs. And the plan will be just like it's been the last few weeks, is basically wait for these confirmed higher lows to be put in. Once they're in there, just go on the H1, and any pullbacks that become undervalued and oversold will present high probability opportunities to go long. And just don't even worry about trading them if you're in a short-term downswing. So that's the plan for gold this week. Heading over to the US dollar. So on the US dollar, starting on the monthly, we see here that this is a pretty indecisive candle if you're just looking at it from a candle perspective. But basically what I see is the momentum is still bullish until we take out January's lows. So starting in February this week, if we just trade down and take out the lows of January without trading up to the highs, that will confirm a short-term swing high, which will basically imply short-term monthly bearish momentum, which would imply daily shorts would be the highest probability. However, that being said, those shorting the dollar is not in alignment with the dominant trend. We see the short-term monthly market structure is bullish. We put in a higher high. If we can put in a higher low, that would be in alignment with this upsloping 52-period moving average as well. So watching that, as of right now, still the highest probability trades are daily ducks in a barrel longs based on the monthly time frame. Heading down onto the weekly. Now, this is quite interesting to me, is what we see on the weekly. Last week, the dollar bounced quite a bit. There's Trump tariff talks, and he's imposing tariffs this weekend. And so what we see here on the weekly is bullish market structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So now the question is, do the bulls put in a higher low? And it looks fairly probable that we're going to put in a higher low here. What would confirm a higher low on the weekly is if we open next week and we trade up to last week's highs. That would confirm that this is a higher low. And that's bullish for the dollar. That's not good for our commitment of traders foreign currency longs. The extension of this swing down, so basically taking the fib and taking the extension of this swing, would take the dollar up to 113.255. So if the bulls can put in a higher low here, we will be in alignment with the short-term market structure and the upsloping 52-period moving average, and that would present high probability H4 ducks in a barrel longs. So that is what I'm watching for to start the week for the dollar with the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, what we saw last week is the bulls actually put in a higher intermediate term low. So that's the green line here. This is the intermediate term market structure. So when we confirmed basically there's this low with two short-term lows on the side of it. That is an intermediate term swing in the marketplace. So we are actually now in an intermediate term upswing in bullish intermediate term market structure with an underlying dominant trend upsloping 52 period moving average. So what this tells me is, as of right now, the high probability trades on the US dollar to start the week are H1 ducks in a barrel longs, because we've had a Williams true trend change, confirmed an intermediate higher low, and basically we ended the week fairly bullish. So what I'll be looking for is a pullback. So we confirm a swing low and then look for the higher low somewhere. And once that higher low is confirmed, that would present high probability H1 ducks in a barrel longs on the US dollar, which would mean shorts on your foreign currency of choice. Okay, heading on over to crude oil. Crude oil, admittedly, the monthly chart, the monthly candle looks very terrible. If you trade candles, that's a pretty bearish looking candle. Now, one thing Larry Williams teaches is these candles are great reversal patterns until they fail. And if they fail, they actually present you with a beautiful setup in the opposite direction, which would imply a bullish move. So I'd say if the bulls can get us up to 78.46, that would imply a failure of this candle here to provide the reversal that it kind of looks like it's creating. One thing that I'm taking note of is that if the bears can trade down to January's lows, which I would say would be pretty easy for them to do just based on where this closed, that will confirm a shorter term swing high, which is also a lower high. So we'd then basically be authorized to look for daily ducks in a barrel shorts. Now, I'm not as confident in that just based off of the weekly. If we go into the weekly, things look a lot different. So the weekly market structure is bullish. We're putting in higher highs. Now my question is, can the bulls put in a higher low somewhere around here? And that is what I'm wanting to see. If the bulls can confirm a higher low on the weekly, that to me will give us high probability set up to look for H4 longs. And this is that level that I just showed you on the monthly chart. So if the bulls can get us up to there, I would consider that a failure of that, basically the candlestick traders that are going to be shorting oil just because of this. If it gets up to there, I think this thing will go much higher. I think oil will go much, much higher. So that's my strategy, or as of right now on the weekly, is I'm not taking shorts. I'm waiting to see if we could confirm a higher low. Of course, if we take out this low, I think then the high probability trades would definitely then obviously be shorting on the 4-hour time frame. So as of right now, I sit and I wait on the weekly time frame. Then on the daily, here we have things are a bit more bearish on the daily. We had this big swing down. Now I'm just waiting to see when can the bulls put in a swing low here, an actual swing low. We had a Williams true trend change, which is bearish. So are the bulls going to bring us up? And if they do they put in a lower high? And if they do put in a lower high, that will present us with high probability ducks in a barrel H1 short. So a little bit of a mixed bag on crude as far as the different time frames telling us completely different setups. But the key here is you start the week with an idea of what you're looking to do, and then you have to respond and react to the data that the market provides you. All we're doing here is processing information. We're looking at information through a particular methodology, and the market is going to change. It's going to give us different information as the market evolves, and it's our job not to be married to our ideas from the start of the week or the start of the day. You need to adapt. So the idea that I start the week with will not necessarily be the idea that I end the week with and what I end up trading, because the data is always changing, and your job is to interpret it and move on from ideas if they're proven invalidated. So then heading over here to Nasdaq. So interesting on Nasdaq, we got the monthly candle close here, which actually looks halfway decent. So if the bulls can get us up to January's highs, that will confirm a higher low on the monthly short-term market structure. You can see here, just bullish, nothing but higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So with the dominant underlying upsloping 52 period moving average, if the bulls can get us up to January's highs, for me, that will present high probability conditions to look for daily ducks in a barrel longs. The target for this extension of this swing would be taking the Nasdaq up to 24,157.5. Heading over to the weekly. So what do we see on the weekly? We see here that Well, basically, I've been waiting for this. Well, this confirmed as a swing low, and now we got a lower high here. So a little bit of a mixed bag here on the weekly chart. So we've had a swing high, a higher low. Now we've had a lower high confirm. So what can happen this coming week is if we come into last week's high right here, that will confirm a higher low, and then you're not too far away from a higher high there at the same time. So pretty similar approach right now. Basically, if we can get up to basically last week's highs, I think the high probability trades will be H4 ducks in a barrel longs. And then on the daily market structure here, so we basically confirmed a higher low here. We've had a Williams true trend change to the upside. The moving average is still sloping up. So dominant underlying trend is bullish. We're getting short-term structure in alignment with that. Now, one thing to watch out for that is worth noting is that we look like we're quite possible we're going to start the week by putting in a lower high here. So that's not exactly bullish. So what I'd want to see is if we do end up coming down like this, confirming a lower high by trading into Friday's lows to start the week, you really want to see sometime in the week the bulls put in a higher low, and then ideally start putting in a higher high, and then we start to really get into bullish market structure. So as of right now, it's a bit of a mixed bag on that time frame. To start the week, I will likely just be waiting to get a higher low put in. Now, if we end up trading down to here, I think things are going to get really ugly. And if we do trade down to those lows, it's quite likely that there's a much bigger sell-off coming. And at that point, the high probability trades would shift to be H1 ducks and barrel shorts. So that's what I'm looking at this week: gold, dollar, crude, and Nasdaq. Some pretty nice looking opportunities. And again, just make sure you're evolving as the data develops. And if you have any questions about how to trade with market structure, feel free to shoot me an email at tradiustrades@gmail.com. You can also request an invite link to my private Discord, which is completely free. And if you like my stuff, make sure you like and share and subscribe. I appreciate the support and hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend.